But the majority of y'all underground coming up the ranks artists, their music don't go past California. That's not a diss. It's reality. Actually, it's a props to the West Coast because y'all could have an underground scene that nobody outside of California listens to. Like, literally. Nobody. Like, I don't know why. And again, I'm not talking about every artist. Just to be clear, I'm not talking about every artist. That's why I said 99%. Because there are definitely West Coast artists that, other than Kendrick, other than Schoolboy Q, other than, and I wouldn't even say all the Ab Soul's music because he doesn't really drop hits like that. But people do know Ab Soul. Obviously not Roddy Ricch. We're not YG. And not all those guys' songs. Well, all of Roddy Ricch's songs, I'm going to be honest with you, all of Roddy Ricch's songs kind of leave California. YG's music now, I don't know if it leaves Cali. I'm going to be honest with you. And watch, I'm pretty sure somebody on YG's team is going to be like, yo, Blood, why you say that? I'm just speaking the truth, my nigga. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. I'm just telling y'all the truth. Y'all look like y'all about to try to West Coast jump Boy Wonder. About 7 or 8 years ago, YG's music, anytime he dropped a song, even Bick and Back being, like all of those songs were national. These days when YG dropped the majority of music, not all, because some of the, when the label get really behind a song and they start, oh, okay, we know that song. But the majority of YG's music stays in California now. Roddy Ricch music, and I think it's because of melody, his music always seems to go further. Most of what DJ Mustard's produces goes further than Cali. Kendrick, obviously, is an international artist. Who else? I'm going to be honest with you. Lefty Gunplay, I think he's a great artist. Lefty, so don't catch feelings. I know West Coast niggas are the most sensitive niggas. You tell them that niggas outside California don't listen to them. What you mean, Blood? What you mean, Blood? Yo, Cole, what you mean? We don't listen to you. That's a fact. We don't. And it's not about everybody. You see, everybody is trying to ride this Kendrick wave, especially on the West Coast, but they're acting like they're Kendrick. Everybody and their mama listens to at least a Kendrick song. Kendrick has dropped this music that everybody and their mama has listened to. Not the rest of y'all. And I'm not talking about everybody. Like, some people, they might have had a song. Some people have name value. O3 Greedo. You should be, if you're a hip-hop fan, you should know O3 Greedo. Do you know every song he puts out? Probably not. That's just reality. It's not a diss against him. If anything, and this is why, salute to my boy Drex the Joint. When I interviewed him, West Coast artists need to have a gut check time with themselves. We get it. The beautiful thing about the West Coast, y'all music could be self-sustainable, only staying in the West Coast. But if y'all want to become what Kendrick is, or y'all want to expand, y'all need to work the markets outside of the West Coast. That's how you get bigger. Because a lot of, let me tell you this. And I don't know if everybody, these days there's so much dick riding and everybody's going to act like every West Coast artist is Kendrick. The majority of people, I was one of these people too. I remember going to LA and I was like, it was like a culture shock when I realized this was back when, what's the name of that group? Oh, they broke up. OGZ used to be in it. What was his name? OGZ group. Shoreline Mafia, right? When I realized Shoreline Mafia was huge on the West, and I was like, I've never heard a song of theirs in Miami, in New York, in New Jersey, in anywhere Southern I've been to. But they were fucking huge. That told me a lot. It tells me that the West Coast has so many people that you could be lit in the West, and people outside of the West could be culturally ignorant to your wave. Now, this is where I do think the West Coast also suffers, because any type of criticism, you get DJ Dickhead and the rest of them, West up, shut up, just listen to what people are saying. Y'all have a culture of artists that takes advantage of 1/7 of the country. California is not a half of the country. It's great when you have Cali, but y'all should try to get that music to move. That's what Atlanta does. No matter what dingy ass studio niggas make music in Atlanta, people play it in New York, they play it in Cali, they play it in Miami, they play it in Chicago. Why? Because their artists do the work. Now, granted, there's a lot of groundwork laid, but niggas like Future, that's why he's the GOAT, was one of the people, even remember when New Yorkers hate on Atlanta? They went to other markets with their songs. I don't see no West Coast artists coming to New York to market their music, honestly. And again, I guarantee there's going to be some West Coast person going to take this and be like, look, blood, look, this East Coast nigga hating on us, blood, if he come over here, we got to do whatever you want. I'm just telling you the facts. So when I see Mustard do this, I think y'all are doing the West Coast a disservice. The fact is this, Mustard, you're an international producer. Nobody looks at you as a West Coast producer, okay? Outside of the West Coast. Kendrick, you're an international artist. Anything you put out is not only going to stay in the West Coast. It's for everybody else because people are acting like Kendrick. You know, everybody like, yeah, Kendrick united the West. He put the West on. Great. I'm glad he put on 7 people on his album. Will it translate when most people look at West Coast sound and music as, oh, it's just regional to the West Coast? I think there's some work to be done. And if anybody who's smart, and there is going to be a smart artist who wants to be super popular, Kendrick don't got to do it. Kendrick is already popular. They're going to realize y'all got to work these other markets. Y'all could be the #1 underground or #1 artist in Cali, but shit, I want to be #1 artist in the country. And that person's going to be dope. Okay? And I think that's what Boy Wonder was kind of getting at. You know what I mean? So don't bully him out of his opinion. Now, him saying West Coast rap is ass, I don't think he necessarily believes that. I think he's speaking to the regionality of it. It's regional. Me personally, I don't think West Coast rappers ass. Bruh. Adam22 hit me when I said my comments about Drexler joining that in the interview. They said, "Bro, are you trying to sign him?" Like they thought there was some money incentive into it. No. I was watching a No Jumper video and somehow I had autoplay on and I clicked on something and it was almost on some West Coast vibe. You know when your algorithm get there? And it played Drexler Joint song. And I couldn't find it. And then I went, somehow I found it like later because I was obsessed with it. And then I said, I like this fucking song. I want to talk to this guy. Him and his team was dope as fuck. They said, all right, we want to come out here to talk to you. Let's do it. Again, I think that has to happen. But, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The reason why I think the West Coast, other than the big artists, are stagnant is because y'all don't, like, if DJ Dickhead is like the perfect example. Everything, no matter what you say, they just talk to you like they're a conglomerate. West Coast. Shut the fuck up. We're talking about one artist. Relax. Nigga, it's like, imagine I'm telling somebody from New York, like, yo, bro, you could do this, and all of a sudden he's like, New York City, nigga. Like, shut up. So this is why the reason why we're not seeing as many artists that have a traditional West Coast sound influence in the rest of the culture. Like when people are talking about the great West Coast artists, there are a bunch of people from the West Coast affecting the culture, but their sound doesn't immediately identify with being from a West Coast. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Tyler, the Creator, I know he hung out in the West Coast, but I didn't put him as a West Coast artist. I thought his sound and his style was kind of culturally or locationally ambiguous. But he is from the West. But he's not like traditionally, by the sound, a West Coast artist. So this is what happens with the culture. West Coast niggas come across as so, like, non-malleable that you're just like, all right, y'all niggas got it. Cool. All right, we can't tell you shit. You got it. West up. You got it. We'll just focus on Atlanta and bump Atlanta music all day. We'll bump Houston music. We'll bump Miami and Memphis music. But we'll just act like y'all West. Think about it. Niggas in New York play Memphis music all day. Glorilla, Moneybag Yo, Dolph, rest in peace. Key Glock, all day. They play music come from Atlanta all day. They play music come from Texas. Texas has been on a heating spree recently. All day. Southern Florida music all day. When it comes to West Coast music, a lot of people look at it like nails on a chalkboard. And it's a lot of it because of that dynamic. It's like, okay, all right, that's like a whole different country. Just let them be. All right, let them niggas be, bro. All right, you can't tell them anything anyway. Let them niggas be. Like, niggas look at West Coast music like it's UK music. Like, all right, y'all got it, bro. Okay, you got it. Cool. And I think it's vice versa. I think those artists look at it like that too. There's no sense that it needs to ingratiate with the rest of the world. So people just be like, all right, stay there. Anyway, Boy Wonder, I'll say this to you.